you're doing great. And if it's hurting and it's really bad and it seems hopeless, brilliant. When will it ever change? Well, it'll change when you allow it to change, right? And that means, first of all, understanding that you have a choice in this, that you've chosen to do something incredible in this lifetime. And that means that you have to feel fully what's going on. And it may not instantly turn to bliss for you because you may only clear some of it and then more will come filtering in. As you clear, it's important to keep understanding and keeping inventory of your unconscious beliefs and your conscious ones about why you can't have and why it sucks and why this always happens to you. If you spend time reflecting on that, you will know those root causes. Go back to your earliest memory of them, childhood or whenever, and feel the feelings around it. Release it there.
Welcome to Becoming Awesome with Peter D.
Hey, you beautiful souls. I'm not going to channel today. I'm going to give you some experience that I've learned around why things just keep sucking. So before I get into it, please give me a subscribe and a like. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm notices these videos and can put this message out to help other people. So thank you for that. So the topic for today is I've done my work and I'm still hurting. Why? Well, the trite answer would be, well, you haven't really completed your work yet. If there's still stuff going on, then there's still stuff going on. But there's more to it than that. What I want to talk to you about is the depth of what you are attempting to do in this lifetime. This is a really, really big transition for you as an entity, as a soul. Yeah. See, in my perspective, I'm what they call an old soul. That's why I'm able to do this work I do, and with the ease it seems that I do it with, even though it has been a struggle. Yes, I've worked to get here because I've been at this for a long time. I've put my work in. Some people sit there and when I check in, it's more than 10 billion years that I've been individuated as a fractal of God and a consciousness and a soul. And most of the time I've been on the sidelines. I've just been watching. I never really trusted enough. So I was there when Christ ascended. I was there when Ramtha ascended. I was there when Ezekiel ascended. I've seen a lot of different amazing spiritual things happen, but I would never get involved. I'd hang out on the fringes and the edge. This lifetime, I went all in. And I'm doing that because, one, it's just so cool. The whole planet is ascending. It's never happened before in the galaxy that a whole planet ascends basically at the same time. And I wanted to be a part of that. And two, I'm just tired of being on the edge. What's really cool about what's happening now is there's no one path to get there. You can get there through any path that you put yourself in. The thing is, you have to clear what is keeping you from receiving that. So what you're attempting to do is heal lifetimes, hundreds, thousands of lifetimes where you've worked through things and just kept doing the same problems over and over and not really finding a solution, carrying denser and denser energies. And now we have the ability to transform in one lifetime. This is spectacular. This is amazing. And it means that you've got a lot of garbage you're sending down the chute and it's kind of clogged. And that's what most of us are feeling when we express, why is this so hard? I've done my work. How come I still hurt? Yeah. Now, one of the things that people take contention with is the teaching I put forth that anything fully expressed turns to bliss. And I know this is true. And I also know it's not as simple as I just give it one crack and I'm done expressing it. Some of the things, some of the wounding that I've been experienced in my lifetime, and I've had to go back many times. Do you know when I first started, I couldn't even process an emotion. I didn't know what an emotion was. I didn't know how to feel them. And then I would have fear and I would just freeze. And there was a decade of that. And then I'd start to let out anger and stuff, and there was a long time of that. Then I finally got along far enough where it was loose enough and have enough lightness, right? You get rid of the density, you enlighten, you get lighter, where the teachers were able to show up and help me. Okay, so I put a lot of work in, and I'm not trying to tell you got to put a lot of work in. I'm just saying that this is the energies we're dealing with are heavy. Look around you. Look what's going on outside there. Killings, wars, diseases, governments that are, no. Okay, a lot is going on out there, okay? That's a lot you're asking to move. Now, from my point of view, you wouldn't have shown up on the planet if you didn't think you had it in you. You didn't come here for punishment or to learn a lesson. No, 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 no. It's all free will. This is a choice planet here. It's what's so beautiful about Earth. You came because I said, wow, this is the time of ascension. I can do it in this lifetime. I can heal. And some of you even understood that if you heal, everybody heals. And you're like, oh, I so wanted to punch that ticket. That's what I showed up for. And I know I'd see this in clients. I see many of you, and I'll do sessions with you and you show me with your, what's going on, and it's difficult stuff. I can see that. I'm an empath. I feel it when I'm with you. There's some really nasty stuff that you're dealing with. Yeah, I get that. And the only thing I see when I look at you is God. I understand how oneness works, and I'm connected enough to know that when I look in your eyes, I'm looking in God's eyes. Yeah. So you may be presenting broken, hurt, pain, but I'm just still seeing the magnificence of who you are. And that's what I'm trying to get to do. And the work I do is to help you understand the magnificence of who you are. So getting back to the idea, well, it's not just a one and done sometimes. Because have you totally released the blockage, allowing the lighter energies to come to you? Then have you done the work with your consciousness to choose to no longer be your mind? You don't get rid of mind, but you choose to be your consciousness so that you're no longer just sitting there and saying, oh, I can't do this, I can't have that. That's when things start to root in. And then, of course, once you get past that layer of disbelief, those unconscious programs that have been keeping you stuck, then guess what? More stuff comes up that can get to clear. And that's why it takes a while. And that's why when people say, oh, but I did this and I didn't get bliss, well, you're still working on your journey, but you're going there. You're going there. It's really cool. So what I'd like to talk to you about is two examples that I think will help you. One of them was I met this beautiful woman over the weekend, and she was part of a group that helped write some books a while back, spiritual books, and they had the acronym STAR. Surrender, trust, allow, receive. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And this is not to disagree with it. I haven't read any of it. I don't know any of that. But I want to make my own acronym. And it's not going to be a pretty one. It's SCAR. Surrender, clear, allow, receive. You got to do your own work here. It's not just passive. Oh, I love that beautiful, beautiful image that's on the Sistine Chapel where God is reaching out to man and Adam lies there like a lazy butt. Oh, it's not like that. You got to do your work if you want to get the goodies. And this is not to say it has to be a work world. It's an abundance world. But if you're sitting there expecting it to be done for you, oh, I'm trusting. No. You got to clear, get into what's going on, feel it so the blockage is relieved. You've got free will. If the blockage is in place, that means you've consented at some level to keep it. So now I'm asking you to own up to your own power and consent on another level to release it. The clear instead of just trusting that it's happening. Do your clearing work to feel it and release it. Now, a lot of times this is going to lead into things that are dead ends for you. And that's okay because it's learning and growing. That's how it is. I know in my own personal life, I ran for governor of New Mexico a few years ago. I spent a whole year practically bankrupt myself doing it. It was a big deal. I was making some waves and there, and I was naive because I thought I could bring light to a dark place. Politics, right? And really all I did was get corrupted into it and got sucked into the darkness, and that took some healing. Now, I don't look at that as an error. I look at that as my path to see, oh, okay, I was trying that avenue and it didn't work out. But because of humans, we have free choice. You try things and you learn, right? Anything fully experienced turns to bliss, and with it comes wisdom. Now, part of what propelled me was I was reading a book by the guy who figured out the Madoff Ponzi scheme. And he knew it 10 or 15 years before the feds act on it, because, right, the whole system is designed to protect the corrupt folks. All the industries, banking, insurance, investment, all that stuff. Anyway, so all his letters and warnings and data was just ignored for decades, right? But anyway, he figured this all out, and he put in the book that the reason he was able to persevere and keep doing what he was doing, even though the results around him were showing, no, we don't want to hear this, was when he was in the Army, and there was a new base commander. And the base commander called in all the high-ranking officers. He was one of them. And they went around the table, and the base commander said, tell me your biggest failure. And they went around the room and said the biggest time they failed at something. And then he picked several of them and said, you guys, I'm transferring because you did not fail big enough. And if you didn't fail big enough, that means you weren't trying. You were just playing it safe. So this commander taught him, if you're going to fail big. And I want to share that with you because I've had these failures, and you're going to be going through that. And rather than saying, oh, I'm stuck again, it's not working, is to say, oh, I am in the process of understanding what does work and what doesn't work. And by choosing things, even when they fail, I'm exerting my power of choice, my free will, my creation abilities. And the more you focus and understand you're exerting those things, the more you get there. Now, let me close this with the idea that soon is a 4-letter word in the spiritual realm. When your spirit goes before even time is linear, it's 3D, right? When you're in 5D, and you can sense of that. But when you're in the upper realms, 9, 10, 12, what the hell is time, right? Those dimensions don't really mean a lot, right? So when your spirit is that level, and everybody's saying, when is it going to change? When am I going to get this? How long do I have to suffer, right? Well, they're going to say soon. Because that's what's happening. It is happening soon from their perspective. From our perspective, it sucks. And it takes time. And because we're in 3D, we chose this. And learn to scar. Surrender to what is sucking. Clear it by feeling it fully. Then allow and receive the blessings. Yeah. So if you're part of the people out there who are frustrated and tired and ready to pack it in, I get it. I've been with you. And, I take breaks. I go eat cookies. I don't do work for a while, although I'm in the middle of an intense run. Spirit told me, hey, there's this opportunity. This is the window. And I said, okay, I'll put my nose to the grindstone for 18 months. It's been hard. And I still get lots of joy and play in there. And in fact, in this grindstone, what I'm learning is that I personally get easier and smoother at what I'm doing. And I'm not in stress and worry all the time as much as I was, because I'm like, well, yeah, this is how the process is unfolding. It's quite nice. And then instantly I connect back to source and I feel good. Now, of course, you do need time to take care of yourself. You're working out, you're looking at eating things that make you feel good as opposed to things that suppress feelings, right? Comfort food, that's suppressing versus food that makes you feel good. Are you doing stretching and yoga? Are you going outside, connecting to source by being in nature? And these are important things, and they should be built into every day because that's what's going to keep you going when you're putting your nose to the grindstone. So that was the message I wanted to give to you, is that you're doing great. And if it's hurting and it's really bad and it seems hopeless, brilliant. That means you're at the point where you can clear when it's like this fearful, dark night of the soul. Jump in the pit. Let the tiger swallow you. If it's going to be a dark night of the soul, get it done in a night. Don't drag it out. Okay? What? When will it ever change? Well, it'll change when you allow it to change, right? And that means, first of all, understanding that you have a choice in this. That you've chosen to do something incredible in this lifetime. and that means that you have to feel fully what's going on. And it may not instantly turn to bliss for you because you may only clear some of it and then more will come filtering in. As you clear, it's important to keep understanding and keeping inventory of your unconscious beliefs and your conscious ones about why you can't have and why it sucks and why this always happens to you. If you spend time reflecting on that, you will know those root causes. Go back to your earliest memory of them, childhood or whenever, and feel the feelings around it. Release it there. That's how you get some of the freedom. And it's a process. It was for me. And I used to believe that, I would go to AA meetings and think that I was not sick enough. And so I could never cure, right? Then I started this spiritual path and go, oh, these people are so far along. They've got all these skills and abilities. I'd make fun of channelers. That's how I deal with it. Now, here I am. I'm a channeler. And I'm a teacher now. Yeah. Let's go a little bit further and lastly talk about what it is when you live in a state of woe. You see, we're all human and we all crave significance as part of being human. I know a lot of people don't like hearing about that your ego's a good thing because it is. When people beat it out there. But we all desire significance. I'm aware of this and I just tell everybody I'm making these videos because I want you to like me. I'm making these videos because I want to get a buck. I would love you to subscribe to my channel and buy my book and all that other stuff. I'm okay with that. I crave significance and I'm present with it. Many people are not present with their desire to be significant. And they deny it and they act humble and they wonder why they're not getting what they want. Well, because they don't claim it in the universe. And then some people turn it in on themselves. Well, if I can't get my significance being magnificent, I'll play the card of poor me. I'm so terrible. I'm the worst there ever is. I'm hopeless. And you get significance by then going to all your friends complaining and talking about the latest woe and how the world's unfair. And you're just like, oh, I'm going to stay terrible at this stuff. So you get significance by being in that horrible place. Yeah, I know that's a message you're not going to want to hear. What? You're saying that not only do I get what I don't want, but I'm actually liking that I get it because it gives me a band-aid of significance to put on there. Sometimes that's the case. Yeah. So look at how it is. And you all know who I'm talking about. You all know people you've come across them where all they can do is complain and it's poor woe me. And that's how they get their significance. So don't just use that to cast it out and blame them. Use that as a way to look in the mirror and say, okay, what am I holding within me that is using this negative lifestyle as a significance getter? You know how it is. You get together with your friends. Oh, just another shitty day. And then you go over all the shitty stuff. And it just doesn't help you. So that's what I really wanted to talk about today. It's not a channel. It's just an idea of, are you ready to do what it takes? Are you ready to surrender that these are the choices you've made? Own that. And then clear them. Go in and feel what's actually there. And then you can allow the connection. Then you can receive. And I know it's like, oh, but it's more preaching about the promised land and it hurts right now. Yeah, I'm sorry it hurts right now. Because I'm an empath. I feel it. when I just find myself running on cruise control, I'm just picking up on the angst out there all the time. It's a lot. So I have to keep directing my consciousness back to what I choose to focus on. And that's the magnificence within me and within you. Because remember, I see God in you. All right, you're a blessed soul. And this may not be the message you wanted to hear, but I know if you can receive this message, you will have everything you desire. Peace, happiness, joy. That's what Ascension's all about. That's where we're headed. Thank you. Please remember to put your comments below. This is a discussion, not just a one-way me screed talking to you. You've got lots of wisdom to share. Please like and subscribe. The subscribe thing is super important. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm puts these videos out there. So if you haven't subscribed and you're watching this, please do so. Stay blessed. Love you.